6 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman, very much. First of all, I want to welcome Merchant Alliance here and the other two groups as well, the Veterinary Ireland and the other section. And I hear you're asking, you're very fair. And as you know, I know Terence very well. He's been coming to Khmer, providing a service for many, many years, Khmer Mat and other places as well. And him and his likes are appreciated by the farmers. And as you know, when the farmer gets up in the morning, he has 100 jobs to do, 100 different things. And it was always, felt that this was a valuable service in the mat, Khmer Mat in this instance, where the farmer would go to sell a few animals and bring home the usual dosing stuff or whatever was available. And I know you've been cut back with the mastocytosis tubes and all that, and that's sad too, because I believe there's enough there for everyone, and I believe that the vets are very busy and that they have enough to do. And indeed, we appreciate the vets very much, because our story is we can get a vet sooner for the cow than we can get a doctor for the patient. And that's the way the thing is gone in rural Ireland now, and they have enough to do, and we don't want to take from their job, but at the same time we don't want to quinchy. And I'm glad that I'm in this committee this round, because I was a constant speaker on different the last two different governments, but I was not a member. I always came into the Committee of Agriculture, because I feel it is very important for the people that I represent, and like that, you're very important to the people that I represent in rural places where they know this man is available in Khmer Mat for all that section, Kilgarvan, Castdown Bear, down to Carsavie. They're all coming up to Khmer Mat, and likewise they get what they need from Terence. And I certainly won't be the one to come down here. I feel he's doing an excellent, providing an excellent, valuable service to the people that we have in our locality. So if Terence would like to ask me something special, I'd be glad to respond if we have anything to say. I know you've asked me several times before.
Thank you, Deputy. I mean, we've discussed this issue before, and you're very familiar with, Kerry, you're familiar with, all of the Raw Peninsula, the Beara Peninsula, the Dingle Peninsula, Dunmanus, and all of the places where services is getting scarcer and scarcer and scarcer, And it's one of the things I always say, if you leave Kinmare and you travel to Carsiveen or travel to Killarglen by the scenic route, it's over 130 kilometres, and there's one veterinary practice. That veterinary practice supplies a fantastic service. That veterinary practice is involved in the sale of veterinary medicines, and so am I. And the amazing thing about it is there's actually plenty there for everybody. Everybody has enough, but this idea that by accident or otherwise that an SI can erode into your business, there's a clear lack of fairness, there's a clear lack of understanding what commercially drives any business today. And we have invited on numerous occasions the members of, or the officials of the Department of Agriculture, to see what they're legislating. And this idea, I know you can legislate from a distance, but really I think there's a failure to grasp. And the most important thing that needs to be said in all of this is regard to the access to prescriptions. And at the invitation of Veterinary Ireland, we did meet with them going back a couple of years ago, and they clearly set out their position. And Veterinary Ireland's position, as they set it out, was they spoke about the large retailing veterinary practices around the country, and they clearly stated, we will not be making prescriptions available to our clients to purchase their products, and I think the words were, from the likes of ye, we will be supplying the products ourselves. Now, the principle that in VPS was set out was that a farmer would engage with a veterinary practitioner, his prescription would be issued online under the NVPS, and he could go wherever he wished. And if that's the system that the SI is providing for, then this idea that an individual can be refused a veterinary prescription, it's the same as going into the doctor and the doctor saying, oh no way, you're not going across to the chemist, here you are. That wouldn't be tolerated by the
Can I ask
pharmacists.
you, where is this all coming from? Who's initiating this?
Well, okay, so we won't, the whole idea is not to point the finger of blame in any direction. This originated with a European regulation. Department of Agriculture ultimately, and the Minister, are the people who are responsible for drafting and signing the SI into law. That is the law of the land. They have more than adequate discretion to provide, to provide for everybody's concerns. But in our belief, they're not providing adequately for our concerns. And really what the SI is, if you ask me to describe the SI, and I was a veterinary practitioner, I would say this is the goose that's going to lay the golden egg. That's the reality of it. That's where we're coming from.
Well, again, I'd say honestly here too, I don't mind pointing the finger, or I don't mind being told who is the cause of it. But I have to say that fairness, I'm all for fairness, Chairman, and I believe that these people have provided a very valuable service to small farmers throughout Kerry and beyond, and I'm supporting their continuation and will be, Chairman.
Thank you, Deputy.